The grand white mansion sat at the end of the long driveway, its marble pillars glinting in the afternoon sun. Sir Edward Harrington, a billionaire known for his ruthless business sense, stormed across the front steps, his face red with anger. His trembling finger pointed toward the maid, standing silently by the doorway. "Edward," to the arriving officer. "Officer, thank goodness you're here. Arrest her immediately. This woman struck my boy. I found bruises on his arm. She dares to hurt my son while under my roof." Officer Ramirez, calm and steady, adjusted his cap and turned his gaze to the maid. She was a small woman, no older than 40, her dark skin glowing against her simple uniform. Her hands were folded, eyes glistening but calm. "Officer Ramirez." "Ma'am, what's your name?" Edward, interrupting. "Grace." More like disgrace. "She's been in this house for months, and now this is how she thanks us. Hurting my boy, my only child." Ramirez didn't flinch at Edward's sharp tone. Instead, he crouched down where a little boy stood clutching a small toy car. The boy had large, tear-streaked eyes, but seemed more confused than frightened. "Officer Ramirez," gently. "Hello there, son. What's your name?" Boy sniffles. "Tommy." "Officer Ramirez. Tommy, can you tell me what happened?" Edward folded his arms impatiently, waiting for the confirmation he was sure would come. Grace stood silently, her lips moving in a quiet prayer. Tommy looked at his father, then at Grace. He clutched the toy tighter. "Tommy, Daddy, Grace didn't hurt me." Edward blinked, caught off guard. "Edward." "What?" "Don't lie, Tommy. I saw the bruise on your arm." "Tell him she did it." Tommy shook his head firmly, voice trembling but true. "Tommy." "No, Daddy, I fell in the garden when I climbed the tree. Grace was the one who picked me up. She cleaned my cut. She hugged me." The words hung in the air. Grace lowered her head, tears finally slipping down her cheeks. "Grace, it's true, sir, he fell. I would never lay a hand on him. He is like my own child?" Edward's jaw tightened, his pride battling against the words of his son. Ramirez stood up slowly, crossing his arms. "Officer Ramirez, sir, it seems the boy is clear. There's no case of abuse here. Children fall, they bruise, it happens. But what matters is that someone was there to care for him. And from what I hear, that was Grace." Edward's face reddened with shame. But before he could speak, Tommy rushed to Grace and wrapped his tiny arms around her legs. "Tommy, Daddy, Grace is nice. She tells me stories when I'm scared. She makes me soup when my tummy hurts. She loves me." Grace bent down and hugged the boy tightly, whispering softly, "Of course I do, little one." The officer watched the moment, his heart warming at the boy's courage. "Officer Ramirez," to Edward, quietly. "Sometimes, Mr. Harrington, wealth makes us suspicious of those who serve us. But kindness leaves its proof in the hearts of children. Your boy just showed you that." Edward's shoulders sagged, the anger in his eyes replaced by something softer, more vulnerable. For a man who ruled boardrooms with an iron fist, it was a strange and humbling moment. Edward, hesitantly. "Grace, forgive me." He stopped, his throat tightening. "I was wrong." Grace looked up, her tears shining but her smile gentle. "Grace, sir, forgiveness is given. I care for Tommy, not for riches, but because every child deserves love." Silence settled over the mansion steps, broken only by the sound of birds in the trees. Edward, for the first time in years, felt something stir in his chest, something softer than pride, heavier than gold. He crouched beside his son, smoothing the boy's hair. "Edward, thank you, Tommy, and thank you, Grace. I see now." Tommy grinned, holding both his father's hand and Grace's. "Tommy, can we all have dinner together tonight? Like family?" Grace chuckled softly, and Edward nodded. Edward, "Yes, like family." And so, in that vast mansion filled with riches and marble, the greatest treasure of all was found in a child's simple truth, as he say, truth that mended pride, healed suspicion, and lit a spark of kindness that even the hardest heart could not ignore.